What is up, guys? Primetime Patriots coming at you. We have me and Suni in the house. Kaylee is traveling, so she is traveling home, so she couldn't be on tonight, but hoping she has safe travels home. Welcome, guys. Let us know where you guys are all tuning in from. Good afternoon, young people. Suni, he thinks you're young.
I am. It's all right, I look good for my age.
Strike the numbers, Wyoming. What is up, Vance? What is up, guys? What's up, Casey?
What's poppin', Casey?
Guys,
2A better be prepared. Hell yeah. 2A.
Cincinnati. Guys, if you guys could all do me a favor really quick and just hit share this to your group, share this to all your friends, share it to your families, send it to your dog, whoever you got to send it to them. We got some news coming on you. We have a special guest coming on the show shortly. He should be with us momentarily. But we're just going to talk about everything that's going on. We got a statement from Donald Trump today, which is really, really insightful. So we're going to be tuning into that, going over what's going on with Ron DeSantis and how he's regulating all the things in Florida. And then we're also going to talk about the border crisis because it's the biggest thing that's going on right now. And a lot of the mainstream media can't even get into the facilities with all this stuff going on. Sad. It's sad.
Well, it's also been 61 days and Joe Biden still hasn't held a press conference or a State of the Union. He hasn't done anything that hasn't been scripted. I just wanted to make sure I threw that in there.
Hence the challenge by Putin to debate him live and non-scripted because he can't and he won't because he knows what's going to happen. Oh, there's Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
What is up, guys? All right, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about, C-19. We hate talking about it as much as everybody, but in a rational world, young and healthy people are not vulnerable to COVID. We know this. We've been doing this for a year now. It's safe to say. CDC says they should be back in schools.
What's the holdup?
Yeah, what's the holdup, Joe? And I thought it was funny. Bobart, one of the representatives, says, "Yeah, I'm hiding my guns upstairs because that way Joe will never find it."
I've seen that.
What's so funny? She's so funny, so humorous. But instead of doing this and opening up the schools, they're instilling this fear and wokeness. It's taking everybody over. And listen, to our Democrat and liberal friends, it's not that we don't like you. It's the fact that we don't like how you're not educating yourselves and you're falling for the media lies. That's what I'm upset about. I don't not like you as people. It's just that you need to wake up. But there's powerful forces keeping us in this quicksand. And until America wakes up, ironically, we're just going to be in the same predicament we are. We can keep doing this. It's like beating a dead horse. And what did they tell us? They told us just 2 weeks of a lockdown. Just wait until we flatten the curve. Wait until testing capacity ramps up. Wait until the traces are in place. 2 more weeks. Two more. Wait until the vaccines are out. Seniors get the vaccines. Everyone until we're all 100% safe. Now there's new variants. All this crap that's going on, and I'm sick of hearing about it. And that's why, perfect, right here. Someone says, "Make America think again." Yes, that's exactly what we need to do. When's the next stimulus? Stop it right now. Don't even start. I can't. I haven't even got this one. So I don't even know. Guys, if you guys are just tuning in, a whole bunch of you just hopped on. Make sure you share this out to your friends, family, dogs, pets, iguanas, wherever you got to send it. Share it.
You said iguanas.
But hey, COVID-19 is not the only crisis. So can you tell them about what's going on in China?
So I was reading through just different news outlets today to see what we can pull from the news. And I came across this interesting article from CNN, and they said practically this has been a genocide. And they're talking about Ethiopia's war conflict. So over in Sudan, there's just more evidence of sexual exploitation of women. They're being raped. And apparently this is more important than what's happening in China. I don't know if you guys saw the video that I put up, but China is having a genocide against the Muslims there on camera in front of everybody. Our president knows about it. He called it a cultural thing, and then that's just what they do over there. But you want to talk about Sudan? And I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it, but doesn't China seem like more of the urgent issue? Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't you care more about what's happening in China? I want to show the video. I think it's pretty scary and disgusting, given that our president is trying to buddy up with this country, and this is what they're capable of. They do it to their own citizens. You could pull it up. It's right there.
Okay, got it.
It's nuts, man. Their hands are behind their back, tied in handcuffs. Their eyes are blindfolded. But CNN and Joe Biden want to talk about Sudan. Forget about the women that are being raped in China as well. And concentration camps that these people are going to go to because they're just loading them into trains.
All deflection. The more they talk about Russia, Iran, the more that all this is occurring. And it's all the stuff going on the border. It's just all distraction. China is doing its genocide. It's exactly what happened during the Hitler reign. And if American people don't wake up, it doesn't get any more clear than this. Like, come on, y'all. The enemy is not. Here's the thing. The enemy is not liberals. As much as they are trying to terrorize our country, it is infiltrated by the CCP. It's not Chinese people. It is the CCP, the government that is trying to regulate the entire world. And until we wake up, it's going to continue to happen. But I have some positive news. And if you live in Florida, you better write a thank you letter in bold print to Ron DeSantis. That man is godsend. He's making it clear to everybody out there that he's not going to have vaccine passports for the people that live in Florida. You Floridians out there, thank that man. Send that man a thank you letter. Encourage him. Tell him he's doing a great job. And he said, folks, under no circumstances will the state be asking you to show proof of your vaccination. If you want it, you can get it. If you don't have to get it because we live in America. This is a free country. But guys, I need you to share this video out right now. We have a special guest, which you guys all love oh so much. It is the one, the only, the Oscar L. Blue. What is up, Oscar?
Thanks so much. How you guys doing? Suni all the way to Japan. What time is it over there, man?
It is 9:07 in the morning.
Okay, so good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Are you tired, Oscar? I need the energy.
Oscar's a goat, man. He's got to come on here and be smooth.
No. It's everything's all right. So God bless you guys. Thank you for having me on your beautiful platform. Thank you so much.
Oscar, did you see Donald Trump's statement completely digging into Joe?
I saw a little bit, but you guys are talking about China situation. And I'm always really meticulous about what China is trying to do. Not only, hold on. Okay.
Oh, you can keep going.
Okay. Not only about what they're trying to do to the United States of America, because China is the absolute dominance right now to the world. And this is the embodiment of the New World Order. They want to be on the top. They want to take out, the most capitalist country that exists, that is the United States of America. And China has been really smart how to dominate the world. Infiltrating, extracting minerals, and going and expanding their product, their cheap man product to countries, explode and inflate their economy, and then leave. So you have the necessity now of depending on China, and now China has allied with globalist countries and globalist organizations, that is the United Nations and the World Health Organization. So all of this that is occurring right now, and how that it's really curious, and I have said this really precisely and being really consistent with this. All the economies of the world, their gross domestic product is dropping. Every single one of them. The only one that has stayed on the positive has been China. That has been plus 3.5. That is, the number one thing that it just brings you up to day on how they are trying to affect the economy so everybody can depend on them. So, it's a lot of people are distracted about what is going on, with certain situations at certain particular parts of the world. But it's ultimately a mutable and machiavellical plan by these globalists. And China is the top one country that is in charge of all these globalist compacts, all these globalist agreements, the banks, the elite. China has an ultimate power of predominating now the world with their communist agenda. I have said this, and as long as the time, the continent of America, it is turning into a communist continent. Argentina is communist.
Yep.
Chile is communist. Argentina is communist. Chile is communist. Paraguay is communist. Nicaragua is communist. Bolivia is it was led by socialist Evo Morales. You don't even want to talk about what is going on in Venezuela. Colombia, they're trying to turn into a communist country. Mexico has a president that has communist ideologies. You go to the top, Trudeau has communist ideologies and infiltrated intelligence by Cuba. And now you got, a president in the United States of America that has all the total, communist ideas that, China is trying to implement. So the continent of America, it is under communist attack.
Right.
That is what it is.
I'm going to read this statement really quick. A lot of the people on here want to hear the statements. I'll read it really quick for you guys. He said he proudly handed the Biden administration the most secure border in history. All they had to do was keep the smooth running system on autopilot. Instead, in the span of just a few weeks, all of you Americans, the Biden administration has turned a national triumph into a national disaster. They're in the way over their heads and taking on water fast. Does anybody else feel like we're in a sinking boat? Because I feel like we're in a sinking boat with multiple holes and not enough fingers to plug them. The pathetic, clueless performance of Secretary Mayorkas on Sunday shows today was a national disgrace. His self-satisfied presentation in the middle of the massive crisis helped engineer is yet more proof he is incapable of leading the DHS. Even someone as Mayorkas' limited abilities should understand that you provide catch and release to the world's illegal aliens, then the world will come. Furthermore, Mayorkas' gag order on our nation's heroic border agents and ICE officers should be the subject in immediate congressional investigation. But it's clear they're engaged in a huge cover-up to hide just how bad things truly are. The only way to end the Biden border crisis is for them to admit their total failure and adopt the profoundly effective, proven Trump policies that were in place. They must immediately complete the wall, which can be done in a matter of weeks. They should have never stopped it in the first place. They are causing death and human tragedy. In addition to obvious, drugs are pouring into our country at record levels from the southern border, not to mention human and sex trafficking. This administration's reckless policies are enabling and encouraging crimes against humanity. Our country is being destroyed. Here's the thing, and I kind of came up with this, and I was like kind of trying to get my thoughts on paper, and I kind of want to read this to you guys and let me know what you guys think, because this is kind of how I perceive it. And I think we've been fed these lies, like, and not just like Americans, but like the world and our governments and administrations. We've been fed these lies. They use race, religion, everything in between to try to divide us. Like whatever they can do to divide us, they're doing that. And they have funded both sides of wars and wanted people to turn on each other. Americans have fallen right into the trap. Even some Republicans have fallen right into this trap. And we've never been so divided in American history, besides back in, Civil War times. They keep saying that it's this side is a threat, that side's a threat, and we continue to drink this entertainment and lies and the last beacon of hope, which is America. And they know that if they can take America, they can take the rest of the world down. We're watching that happen right before our eyes. And the thing is, and you can attest to this, Oscar, is the kids at the border and all these kids that are being sex trafficked across our southern border due to the policies of the president of the United States. Thousands of kids' lives are at risk. The media is doing what the media does, and they're trying to point this travesty on the Republicans. And they said this has been going on for years. This has been going on for years. And all of these things, but we know that's not true. People who are actually paying attention know that's not true. And it's not that we don't want to help these people or we don't want to, but why are they here in the first place? They're exploiting these countries, causing unnecessary wars, creating economic downfalls in order for them to flee their countries. They're exploiting all of our emotions here in America and all of our instincts of compassion and are actively trying to dismantle our culture here in America. And I'm sure you've heard the countless things that they're using to try to frame everyone against each other. They say it's social justice, which we see the whole BLM movement and all that stuff. And why is there such immigration today? Why are there such awful regimes in these countries that are ensuring people flee? Countless wars started unnecessarily to cause mass immigration influx all over the world. Think about it. Bombings in Syria that's causing instability in the Middle East caused by our own president of the United States. They know exactly what they're doing. Now that all these people are attempting to flee these countries all over the world, they're trying to manipulate and shame us into thinking to seem like we're the problem. And why do you think the Democrats want to defund the police and defund the military and loosen the protections of every American citizen? And here's the thing, when both Americans on each side realize our neighbors aren't the problem and that the people are in the power and not the government, that's the moment everyone's going to be able to take a step back and we're going to be able to think. And that's when we'll truly be able to make America think again. And I truly believe that we'll be able to make America great again. Because if we can't help ourselves, we can't help the rest of the world. Because if we want to be that beacon, we have to build ourselves back up to it. And right now, America's not the beacon. And that's just how I feel about it.
Well, I don't know who. Suni, I don't know if you want to elaborate. No.
You're muted.
Okay. It's there's a lot of things that you just said, Blake, that they're absolute truth. A lot of the people are not. I have done multiple interviews during the week with Latino radio stations. That is, I believe that is an audience that we need to hit a lot. For Latinos to get educated on the reality, because Democrats, what they do is they pamper to the racism and to the we are oppressed because of the white man, audience. Uh, in these interviews, I have specifically pointed out that this problem with immigration started in the Obama administration when Barack Obama signed a globalist compact, and all of this influx of migrants started from that. Right now, Mr. Mayorkas and everybody is justifying themselves. That is because of they inherited, from the from the administration from Trump, an immigration crisis. They inherited that, but they're not talking about that this crisis started happening since the Obama administration, and that Donald Trump came over and said, "I will put America first." That is the difference between this Mayorkas, head of the chief. He's not really elaborating on what this crisis and since this crisis started from. And this crisis started from the huge amount of influx that occurred in the Obama administration. More than 90,000 kids were deported on the year of 2014 on the Obama administration. And in 2015, the cages were made. Nobody's talking about that crisis. But when it comes to now to justify, and the leftists are trying to justify right now the situation, that they inherited a bad immigration, policy, that it was the stay in Mexico policy. And because of this stay in Mexico policy, a lot of migrants, their process was detained for several amount of months and years. Now, I will tell you something. It got detained for 1 year because of the pandemic. You got to be kidding me. We had a virus potentially exist. This virus was made, or we already know what it was the purpose of this virus. But, we had a situation with the virus. You cannot be letting in thousands and thousands and thousands of people into another country if you have a virus or if you have a pandemic. Now, if you're talking about as an American citizen, the stay in Mexico policy profits to American citizens. Number one thing, you stop an enormous influx of migrants into the borders. You don't cause a chaos into the borders. That is a prominent thing about communists, that they cause chaos to have control of the state. And ultimately, you protect your borders. But as a Mexican citizen, I can tell you that was not profitable for us, because the stay in Mexico policy means that we need to take care of them. That we, out of the Mexican taxpayer, we need to have that situation. We need to handle all of that situation. So it was profitable for the United States citizens, but for Mexico, it was not profitable. And it was the Mexicans government's fault, because they signed this globalist compact of immigration and they let all these people in. So now it becomes a problem that it was generated in the Obama administration, that is the main purpose. Nobody wants to signalize right now to fix the problem. That's the main issue.
We just keep throwing money at it.
Yeah,
And
it's just everybody's throwing the hot potato to somebody else. It was the Trump administration. It was this administration. It was this. Nobody wants to fix the problem. And the number one thing that is insulting as a Mexican citizen, that I have seen people suffer, kids outside being showered on the street, women doing their necessities and showering in a corner. I'm telling you this, and the absolute disgrace of unaccompanied minors, that they are calling it a challenge. People's lives for Democrats, it is a challenge now. And they say that it's a challenge because they inherited a crisis. So they are challenging. It is a challenge to fix it. It's not a challenge. People's lives are not a challenge. This is a border crisis, and they need to address it as it is.
I agree. And, like I said, they just keep throwing money at it. The Biden administration today alone said they're going to award $86 million to cover hotel costs for migrants at the border. They're going to get them on planes, transport them to the northern states here in America. Like, they're transferring them to a lot of red states. If they allow this to happen and they just, catch and release right there, Texas will go blue. We will forever have a Democrat president, because this is all part of their plan. And people don't realize that. And the biggest thing today by John Moore, he stated that he respectfully asked the U.S. Customs and the Border Protections to stop blocking media access to this border operations. They keep blocking them. They won't let them go in and videotape the facilities. They won't let them photograph. They won't do any of that. Under the Obama and the Bush administration, they allowed these people in there to take pictures and let people know what's actually going on. And this administration is not being transparent. They're not, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we like the truth," and Orange Man bad. Thank God he's not on Twitter anymore. Guys, you want to hear rainbows and butterflies, and the world is not rainbows and butterflies. And the Democrats do not understand that. Would you rather? I would rather be told the cold, hard truth than be lied to and be deceived later on and suffer the repercussions of what the Democrats are doing. I would rather know the absolute truth, but quit fabricating it to make it seem like things are going great when they're not. It is a crisis. And Jen Psaki needs to go on a press conference and say, we have a crisis at the border. It's not a challenge. The only thing challenged, Jen Psaki, is you. That's the only thing challenged here.
I will tell you something. I don't want to talk and not let Suni talk. But no, go ahead, Suni. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
She's thinking. Her mind's a churning.
Yeah, her mind is a tornado. I will tell you something. I have heard this the whole week, that they're talking about that President Trump is the most racist president that ever existed because he violated the refugee asylum claim for people to come in. I will tell this to all the leftists and all the liberals that have been attacking this Mexican citizen and all the Hispanics that they were being racist towards me because I'm a Mexican citizen. I will tell you this. As a Mexican citizen, I feel more racially attacked by a person that has deported more in history Mexicans than Latinos in history, that is Barack Obama. In comparison to you're comparing a person that is protecting his border by a person that is expelling and throwing out all Mexican and Latinos and people that they are considered a minority. That word, I don't like to use it because everybody's equal in the United States of America. But you're trying to compare who's more racist, and you're always pampering they're violating their humanitarian right to ask for refugee and asylum. But you don't think about what Barack Obama did to the families, to the Mexican and Latino families, who he separated by deporting the parent or deporting the mother or deporting the child. It is just unbelievable. So let's get that fact straight for all those people that they are on this plane, Blake. That they are on this huge cloud that they say, no, orange man. They don't think about the facts before. And also ultimately, what is it? Fast and the Furious, that they just filtered our country with artillery and guns.
Right.
So they don't think about that. So let's just go with facts right now. And what is facts is the United States has a huge problem. Mexico has a huge problem. Mexico is failing. The government of Mexico is the worst administration to handle an immigration problem. Why in the hell you sign a globalist compact and to bring people into a country that is number one for cartel activity, number two for child trafficking, and number two for killings of women? How in the hell are you managing people to migrate to your country? This is people. This is human beings. It's the most lucrative business right now. That is human beings. It's human day slavery. It's modern day slavery right now. And they're using kids also.
Suni, what do you think is going to be like the long-term impacts of this? Like, yeah, it's a crisis right now. People are going to go hungry. People are going to die. All that stuff. Oh, Suni, I forgot to show your video.
Which one?
Guys, this is...
What is that?
What?
Oh, the drowning.
Yeah, tell them about this.
But he's never seen anything
I was just scouring the internet, and there's people drowning trying to get across the border, and Border Control is just watching it. They're not stepping in. There's like a guy there like, yo, can you call some boats? Can you go out there and help them? Can you do anything? And they're drowning trying to get over here. And I think people just need to go ahead and I'm just blunt. A lot of folks are lying to themselves about the state of this country. So here's my question, and this is a challenge for everybody. How do you wake up every morning? How do you go to sleep every night And then when you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you get ready for your day, knowing that you're telling yourself a lie. This is for Democrats too. How do you wake up every day, look yourself in the face, and know that everything you say for the day is going to be a straight up lie?
I don't get, and here's the thing. I think a lot of them, it's like when you say, if you keep saying it over and over again, you eventually believe it to be true. And I think that's where Democrats are at in this country. They so badly want Joe Biden to be a good president, and they keep saying that to themselves in their head and hoping that it'll become true. And they have such cognitive dissonance from reality that it's not really happening. It's not really happening for them. And they're trying to use everything they possibly can to justify why they think the way they do. It's just not rational. It's not rational. It's feelings. I'm gonna play this clip for you, Suni, so you guys can go, so you all can see this.
Here by the Rio Grande his whole life, but he's never seen anything like this. At least 2 teenagers and a woman drowning.
You don't have life jackets, nothing. They're drowning these guys. The girl didn't come out no more. Call the boat, man. They're drowning. The girl didn't come out no more.
Those people drowning like that thing is sad for these people here.
Vargas says when he saw the agents weren't moving, he threw his fishing reel to try and save them. He managed to save one boy whom he believes is about 13 years old. Vargas says 3 drowned, but according to a Border Patrol Facebook post, the number is 2. The post also says that the incident started when Border Patrol agents foiled a human smuggling attempt. Some people were caught. Some jumped into the river and made it, while these teenagers and a woman, as Vargas describes them, drowned. Webb County Sheriff Martin Cuellar, a Democrat and brother of Congressman Henry Cuellar, says this is not acceptable and immigration reform must come immediately.
We need to have the proper protocols on, where they can come in and apply and do all that instead of coming in through the river, doing it the way they are.
Since posting the video, Vargas has received calls from all over Central America.
They've been calling from Guatemala, from everywhere, asking about the little girls.
You're muted.
It's not loading. But hey, guys, I want to also show this. Good old Joey Basement. I don't know if you guys saw this. He's a mess. So they asked him.
Are you thinking of going to the border? At some point, I will, yes. You want to see firsthand what's going on in those facilities?
I know what's going on in those facilities.
And
Why do you think the message to the migrants telling them to stay home, that don't come now, why do you think that hasn't resonated yet? What more can be done, sir? A lot more. We're in the process of doing it now, including making sure that we reestablish what existed before, which was they can stay in place and make their case from their home country. Thank you.
And when will you allow the media into those facilities?
Comes out of the basement, says he's going to, adopt these policies. Whose policies were they, Joe? Not yours. He has zero clue what's going on. Absolute zero clue. It's sad. This whole thing is sad. There's going to be thousands of people who end up dead because of this man's mouth. On all spectrums, there's going to be American citizens that are killed by people who are in these drug cartels. There's going to be American citizens who are killed and children who are trafficked. There are going to be, there's going to be countless lives lost all over the countries that are trying to migrate here. And when will it end?
I would like to say something real quick that I saw. This is heartbreaking because I see it. I don't know if I've been taking a lot of this in the same couple of weeks. I believe that when you're seeing it, it's something that is shocking. A woman drowned 2 weeks ago or a week ago right here in the beach of Tijuana, trying to swim around. And she's trying to swim. There's a wall that goes all the way, almost halfway to the the entrance of Playas de Tijuana, that is the beach that connects to the Imperial Beach. So she tried to swim around, and she drowned, and she left 2 kids behind. It's not the first person that I heard or I have seen that passed away in the intent of crossing to the United States. I will tell you something. When you provoke something and you don't address it as your own responsibility, it makes you an inhuman, you know, person. And this individual is not accepting that he provoked this. I saw something in Yuma that I wanted to share with you right now that I haven't shared it on my platform. I was live at Yuma Port of Entry when we were doing the live feed, Blake, and I was kneeling down and I was about to record a regular crossing into the United States. And it was a pond. There's a pond where I was showing you guys where they are dropping them off and they're crossing. And there was a woman that was bringing her child into this pond. It was a 5 or 6 year old kid, which the 5 or 6 year old kid had a balloon in his hand. So I'm watching this. It takes you and it drowns you into what is the woman telling the kid when they're crossing through this pond, and the kid has seen, traffickers, and this is a traumatizing situation. When they accomplish their journey into the other side, the border patrol takes them, and the kid starts asking to the mom, "Is this where the party is going to be at?" So the mom make believe the kid that they're going to a party or they're going to another place or another country that is going to be better. It's so sad to see that. Really, it is so sad. At that particular moment, I didn't record anything. I was just looking at the kid, and I was just looking at the mother and the trauma that these people are going through, that they are making them believe that the door is open. The whole trauma of them migrating to these particular places where it's really difficult, jungle, seas, deserts, trafficking of people, the trauma of the kid. I just, I was just mind blown that moment. I was like, wow, I don't. It just drains you. It's a lot that you see right here. So I'm seeing this video. I seen this video once. I didn't want to see it again. But it's just sad to see people losing their lives in the middle of a travesty. This is what coyotes they do. They just drop you in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
and they just let you right there to survive. It's just so sad. Really, it is sad what is happening right now.
I mean, it's heartbreaking all around. It's sad. There's so many issues. Like, guys, for the past a year ago, I mean, besides COVID, did we really have this much, stuff going on? Like, there was not this much animosity in this country. There was not this much turmoil. There was not. We were signing peace treaties with the Middle East. We were, creating peace, and now here we are. And I don't know. What's on your mind, Soon? You muted. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think people need to stop lying to themselves. That's the only thing I can come out to at this moment. A lot of folks are lying to themselves about where America is. We are headed towards being a communist country. We halfway already are, because we have a lot of socialist programs that we offer here already.
Mm-hmm.
They show what they're capable of with these stimulus packages. Some people got up to $20,000, $20,000, and we can't even fix a homeless issue here. So you have 1.9 trillion to give out, and what, 80% of it didn't even go to American people. You have that much money to shell out everywhere else, but you can't fix what's wrong here. We're in for a long haul. We're in for it. And you know what? Part of me is happy that we're going through this so that people can wake the F up. You weren't paying attention. You didn't start paying attention until about 2 years into Trump's administration because he exposed a lot of stuff. Fine. But take that into consideration and grasp that it's not going to take 4 years to fix where we're headed. We're headed for dark times. Joe Biden is not going to be the president. Kamala Harris is our president. You need to be worried about who the VP is going to be, how you can stop them from pushing all these pieces of legislation through. And that comes from you voting. For everybody out there that's like, I don't want to vote now. Then don't complain about the country. Shut your mouth. Stop talking. Stop posting. Don't even watch our videos. Like straight up, that's where I am.
Yep.
If you're not going to vote, you're just going to whine about it, then go in the corner and cry about it. And leave everybody else here to figure out how we can fix what's going on going forward. But your vote matters. They cheated in the election. We know that. How can we fix it? The only way you fix it is by showing up as an American, not crying, not whining. Just stop lying to yourself.
So we spent months talking about what we're going to do, and now it's time for the Primetime Patriot community and all the patriots out there to put in the work. God didn't tell us to go and just stay in our houses and pray about it. He said, be about it. Go do it. Go be my disciples into the world. He didn't say hinder and, scurry and be fearful or post on Facebook when you want to vent your feelings. He says, be active. Go out and do it. Spread the word. Not be scared. Don't be scared. And Christians in this country, I'm sorry to say it, but you're majority of the problem of where we're at. And I'm saying that as a Christian myself. We need to rise up and make sure our voices are heard. And predominantly America is a Christian nation. And I don't care what religion you serve or if you don't have any religion, but I'm saying Christians, if you believe that you want your voices to be heard, you have to be about it. Don't be scurrying away in fear, because it's not going to work. Oh, we got a special guest. She's here.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Suni, how do we make it? How do we make people be active? Like, how do we said it, get involved, but like people are earning for a way to, and we get on here and talk on our platforms, but I feel like we need to encourage our Primetime Patriots community to be doing what we're doing and being vocal. It's one thing to hear it from us sitting behind these computer screens, but it's from hearing it from someone they know. It means so much more.
I'm learning you can tell somebody 1,000 times, like, yo, you're so great. Yo, you're so powerful. I can remind you of that every single day. But it comes down to, do you believe it? So do you really love your country? That's the question you should ask yourself. Do you really love your country? Are you truly a patriot? Or are you just talking? Because I know, look, a lot of people are just talking. You're just talking. You have no intentions of doing anything. You're waiting for somebody else to come in and save the day. So ask yourself that and be real about it. If you care about your country, you're going to get out. You're going to go be a part of city council. You're going to go get involved with your local and state government. You're going to continue to vote, and you're going to continue to be vocal about what's happening. If you're not going to do those 4 things, then shut up. Sorry if you feel like I'm rude, like, I don't really care, because we're in crisis mode. You look at the border, you look at what's happening in our country at that. Racism has taken over America. In fact, I think we should start saying what it is. Wokeism is worse than racism. Mm-hmm. Because if we've supposedly had racism in this country forever, I didn't really start seeing the ramifications of it until Trump got in office and everybody became woke. So put up or shut up. If you're not going to do anything, stop talking about it.
Period. Kayla, you're just tuning in. How do you feel about all this?
So I was actually thinking about this earlier. Okay, so Blake and I are from Ohio, right? So when I went to vote, can you hear me? Okay. So when I went to vote, they took my ID, like made sure I was who I was supposed to be, all that stuff, one person, one vote. So obviously I don't really need to volunteer at voting places in Ohio, but I do need to volunteer at voting places in swing states where they're not following that same protocol. Because if I'm not going to do it, who's going to do it? That we're to the point now where we got to stop saying somebody else is going to do it, and we got to do it. That's what we're doing right here. You either do it or it doesn't get done. We got to stop talking about it. We got to stop whining about it. We got to be like, oh, well, the liberals play games better than us, but we're not going to do anything about it. We got to play the game better. We either play the game better or we change the rules to the game. That's it. That's the bottom line. Everybody's like, well, what do? We can't trust voting. Then do something about it. It's we the people, not we the government tell the people what to do. No, it's we the people. The government works for us. That's it. Wrong?
100% right.
No, you're right. And like I'm not gonna I'm not here to drop woke feelings for you. Not even wokeism, but feelings, but like hopeism. I'm not here to constantly bring you hope, to make you feel good. That's not the truth. The truth is sometimes extremely uncomfortable. If you want to be lied to, you should go watch CNN and any other mainstream media, because we're not doing that here. I'm being real, because people are like, well, you guys talk about negative stuff all the time. This is all that's happening in our country. There's nothing positive to report on. Like nothing, bro. If you could find it, bring it to our attention and we will talk about it.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you're going to be on that challenge for a long ass time, because there's nothing positive to talk about. You know what we need to do as conservatives, as Republicans, as Americans, people that love America? Expose the truth. Spend your time exposing the truth. That is what I do on my platform. That's what Oscar does. That's what Kaylee does. That's what Blake does. Sit down and take the time and expose it, because that's our fight now. That is our fight. It's
Christine,
not a happy
what
time
has
in
Joe
America.
actually said? Has he actually said more than like 2 sentences since the time he stepped foot in office? No.
Do you remember the one time he said,
Yeah, that's all I remember about what he says. How did I get in Walmart?
right.
How did we get here?
How did we get to Home Depot?
Wait a minute. Wait, I woke up in the White House. How did we get here, honey?
That's what he does. Listen, but just to reiterate what Suni says, listen, if you want fabricated false stuff, or you want something that's going to give you hope, or we're all about hope here. We want to instill hope, and we instill hope in ourselves, and we entrust the American people, and that's the hope that we want to instill. We put our faith in one thing only, and that's God, and to be messengers of his word. And that is all we are here for. And that is what the goal here. And we are a very faith-based organization. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but guess what? We stand on God and God alone. And if you do not like it, we do not care. And that's our message. Our message is to wake people up, spread the truth, spread the word, and that's what we're going to do. And if that upsets people, that's okay. We love you still anyways. But we've been on here for quite a while. This is one longer show than usually. We'll do some final statements from Oscar, go to Suni, up to Kaylee, and we'll close out.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, guys. It's nice to say hi to Suni. You know, the topics are exhausting, and, you know, a lot of people are really exacerbated with all of this. You know, I'm kind of mind exhausted right now of all the immigration situation when you're seeing it happening in front of your eyes. And consistently, you see the necessity that is occurring in our borders with child and with people. It just drains you for a little bit. And I will be honest with the audience. I'm a little bit exhausted of the situation because it's not getting fixed. And you know, and you see children. I was in an episode right there with Anthony Agüero, my partner in Juarez, and we saw a migrant being deported, and he was crying with his wife because they told him in Honduras that it was open. And he gets here and he sold his property, he sold everything to get over here, and it's a lie. So, you know, we need to there was a particular comment right there that I'll be real quick. A lot of people are saying, how can we know more about what is happening? You guys need to study a little bit of what is happening in communist countries, specifically what is happening in Venezuela. Venezuela is an exam for globalists. Venezuela was made that way for a particular reason. It is an example of what they're trying to do to the world. So we need to know what they're doing in communist China and communist Russia and in communist and socialist, Venezuela. So you actually know how they deliberately broke the whole economical system in Venezuela. They started passing little bills like they're doing in the United States of America.
Right.
And they started passing bills until the economy broke and they started needing money from Wall Street. That was one of the problems that Hugo Chavez had with Venezuela. and he didn't pay back. So that was ultimately, that leads to another topic of sanctions and tariffs and all that kind of stuff. But we need to understand, you know, all the people that they're in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that they're listening, you know, the audience that there's, you know, the third age people. A lot of you guys say, you know what, I don't have the strength to go out there. I don't have the strength to, you know, go out and protest. I don't have the strength to do this. For that particular audience, you have the strength to, you know, educate. You have the strength to spread the news. You have the strength to, you know, your knowledge to be fed to the young kids. That is your responsibility now. Everybody now has a responsibility. And ultimately, we are not accepting that responsibility because United States citizens were so comfortably in their comfort zone. And I'm sorry, I have said this for the thousands of times. A lot of American citizens are so pampered that they have never seen the other side on Mexico. And you know, on our side, I can see you guys that you guys are now telling me, oh no, this is happening over here. It's exactly what is happening over here, Oscar. It's exactly what is happening over here. Yes, but you haven't seen it all your life. And we have seen it, and now it's shocking you right now, and it is hitting you right in the face that you guys are so surprised that you're like, oh my God, this is actually happening to our country, and it has been in the works and has been planning for years and years and years. But they made you so comfortable. They made you, you know, think that everything was okay, that everything was all right, that you didn't need anything, that you had, you know, the capitalist dollar and all this kind of stuff and all this beautiful freedom. And now that they're trying to take it away from you, there is, you know, the uncomfort zone that you are right now, the radical activists, the radical division, the communist agenda that is coming to you. They're taking away your freedom of speech. They're taking away your constitutional rights. All of this stuff has been happening in Central and South American countries. So right now, the most important thing for everybody to start learning is education. This is why they're blocking, they're indoctrinating children, they're indoctrinating people, they're indoctrinating the world. You need to educate yourself on what is really happening so you can educate others. I believe that that is my last message. Thank you so much. Suni, it's nice to see you, although we don't see each other, but it's beautiful to see you, man. I love conversating with you, man. You're the most realest person that I know, man. I love Suni.
Facts. Facts.
Also,
Thank
you know,
you.
love to see Blake. Nice talking to you. And also Kaylee, the lovely Kaylee. Thank you so much
The lovely
for saying hi
Kaylee.
to me. That's
Um,
all. I'll leave you guys, you know, give your last statement.
I'm gonna piggyback what off of Oscar said. Americans don't know what it's like not to have because we've always had. The your truth, my truth, their truth. That's another way you're lying to yourself. Perception is ultimately not reality. Like what you see in front of you doesn't necessarily mean it's factual. Like he just said, now you're seeing immigration. Now you're seeing the negative side of immigration. And you're like, oh my God, this is happening, but it's been happening forever. Children have been trafficked for a long time. You just didn't hear about it until now. So the best thing for you to do is put some action behind your prayers. Stop praying to God like he's a genie and then waiting for something to happen. That's not what Christianity is. It's not what Jesus represented. Faith without works is dead. You have to do something. You have to put something behind your faith, or you might as well be talking to a wall. So stay in prayer, stay in your Bibles, learn your laws, educate yourself on communist country, and look at what's happening now. Every now and then I try to put up a video where there's something educational about history and you can parallel it to where we are in America, but it's your responsibility. It's not mine. It's not Primetime Patriots. It's yours. So put some action behind your prayers and put some action behind your faith.
All right, Kaylee.
Man, why you gotta make me follow all that? You should have let me go first. Then I wouldn't have been as big of a disappointment.
I'll be the last one. I'll be like, "Hi, I'm Blake."
Hi, my name's Blake. So hold on a sec. I want to share this. Blake's okay, cool. This right here is my message. Okay, you see this?
Oof.
And then everybody bows except for this guy. Be this guy. Stand up. Because guess what? When you're this guy, then you have these people. And then eventually all of us stand. And this guy says, oh, crap. Oh, crap. Now what do I do? If you don't understand what happened to make our nation, you need to start reading right now. You need to start reading about the Constitution. You need to start learning what it says. You need to watch movies and documentaries and read books about our founders, why they did what they did, what they lived in, and why they wanted to escape it. Because us going backward, that ain't a good idea. Trust me. I know enough about it to know from what I've read that we don't want to go backwards. We want to go forward with our freedom and our liberty intact. Us sitting around whining about it is not going to change anything. We have got to stand up. We have got to be this guy right here. All of us. Every single one of us have to be this guy right here. If we all do that, we're going to be fine. Promise. That's my words.
All right. Hi, I'm Blake. Listen, the biggest thing right now is we know there's so many issues. We know there's so much going on. Don't let your head get below the water. We have to stay above it. We have to stay ahead of it. And don't get behind on it. And keep staying vigilant. And like Kaylee said, is research. Learn from our history. Learn from our past mistakes. And come together as American citizens. Pray for your neighbors who just are not realizing the truth. Pray for them. You're not going to change their mind. And if you're mean to them and showing hateful things and just spreading, all this stuff, it's not going to change their mind. And one thing, that's not showing the love of Christ. God didn't go up to people and say, this is everything wrong with you. Why don't you believe me? Like, that's not how it happened. So show love and compassion and kindness. And that's how you win over people, is showing them that, hey, maybe Republicans aren't that bad. In their eyes, they think we're the devil. So if we show them love and kindness and acceptance, then we can make the world a better place. They might not like us, but we can show them love. It might not be reciprocated, but that's what we do. That's what we need to do. It's March 21st, 2021. Jesus is still on the throne and died for everybody's life, and not just one culture deems worthy of that. And until Americans and Christians in this world do not wake up and realize that and show love, and don't sit here and push it down people's throat, but show the love, it's not going to change. And that's my final say on it, because I need to give God the glory, because he's got us all where we're at. And I just think he's united all of us together for a purpose, and that's to change America and make America think again. But that's it, guys. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you're following Oscar L. Blue on everything ever. He now does Instagram. If you're not on his gram, you're doing something wrong.
Like what? Oscar L. Blue is on Instagram. Somebody get completely out of here.
I've been doing lives over there, and the screen is just amazing. I'm not gonna tell you that. This is just different, man. I feel young with that. I feel like 20 years old. Really.
There you go. Oscar's 20.
You go get it, girl.
Guys, also, today is the last day. We did the highest percent off ever, 17% off for St. Patty's Day. It expires tonight at midnight. Get your merch. Rock that stuff. Great conversation starters. The link's at the bottom, primetimepatriots.org. And guys, it's great conversation starters. I went to the horse show. People asked me about my shirts. Some girl came up to me. She's like, "Are you like from Primetime Patriots?" I was like, "Depends on why you want to know that." It's super weird, but it's great. People see the shirt. They love it. They love to talk about it. That's one way to support us. We love you guys. But that's all we have here. Make sure, like I said, follow Oscar L. Blue. Follow all of us on all of our social media platforms. Sunny has a page. Hot Mike. Kaylee has a new page. Mine's going to be in the works here soon. We'll get this thing rolling. We love you. And Oscar, I'm going to have you close us out because your saying's way better than mine.
You want me to close it out?
Your closing, your statement that you always use.
Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. These beautiful people, these young people here, follow these young, beautiful people. This is really important that we get involved with the young people and that they spread what they need to be said. Follow the beautiful Sunni middle child, the lovely Kaylee Thompson and Blake Biglia. Follow them and share their live feeds. And like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.